So this Christmas season, I was able to put together some gift money and some other things and buy myself a new pen, a Pilot Custom 823, a beautiful pen with the amber body. And I have enjoyed this pen very much, but it wasn't quite exactly what I was hoping for. You see, when I first ordered it, I ordered it in a meat with a medium nib. I thought a medium nib would be closer to, say, a German fine, because I do like a Lamy Safari in fine, and I had heard over and over again that Japanese nibs run finer than German ones do. So I was trying to get close. Well, I got the 823 in the medium nib, and lo and behold, it was a bit too wide for me. My penmanship looked kind of splotchy and um, it just didn't look good, and I didn't feel comfortable using the pen. So I was able to send it back, which I'm very grateful for, and I replaced it with a fine. Well, I tried the fine nib, put pen to paper and wrote different things, journal entries, did some Christmas cards and other things, and I wasn't quite happy. The fine was too fine. Well, I didn't know what to do at first other than say, well, I guess this pen will only get used for certain things when I need to write very tiny and, say, annotate a manuscript, small notes at a meeting, things like that, which is fine, but it's an expensive pen, and I was really hoping for a new primary pen for journaling. Then I was looking on the internet the other day and noticed there were some custom 743s by Pilot also for sale. Very similar in appearance to an 823, and they use the exact same nib series, and they are swappable and interchangeable. Well, I looked a bit and found a 723 with a fine medium nib. So right in between the fine that was too fine for me and the medium that was too broad for me. Knowing I could swap them and finding a very good deal on this black one, I ordered the 743. It came in the mail very quickly. Obviously, I didn't get it from an American online store because they don't sell the fine medium nib. You have to get that from Japan, but found a good source for it, and they mailed it to me. And then I went ahead and swapped the nibs, knowing that they are the same style and fit, and the results are very, very good. So let me show you some of the differences then between the fine medium nib here in my 823 and the fine nib that I have now put in my 743. And this is makes a lot of difference for me. And so here is the Pilot Custom 823 with a fine medium nib. And it's writing quite broad on this paper. This is Muji paper, and it tends to spread out a little bit more than, say, on Apica paper, but it does work well. And I'm using Noodler's Bulletproof. Of course, now my penmanship looks terrible. Bulletproof Black. So again, this is the fine medium nib. If I pull out now the 743, which now has the fine nib, after I swap them, we'll see how that looks on the paper. So here is the Pilot Custom 743 with a fine nib. And again, this is the same thing. Noodler's Black, Noodler's Bulletproof Black. Actually, I think the fine writes a little better on this Muji paper than the fine medium nib. You can see, it can be hard to see the difference between the two. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. But there really is a difference. Um, the fine medium at the top does put down a bit more ink and is a bit broader. The Pilot Fine, though, writes really good on this Muji paper, which I'm surprised. I hadn't tried that yet. Let me slip over to my regular journal paper, a journal material that I like so very much. It's one of these Apica CD notebooks. I have enjoyed this so very much for my pens. And this is where I may write a couple pages a day and other things. You can see right here in this Apica, a little bit of the difference there. I'll drop my camera just a little bit so you can see. At the top is the 823 with fine medium nib. Just swapped from the 743 I wrote. Very wet on this paper. Much better than fine or medium for me. That width, that line width is just about right. And when I'm practiced up, my penmanship looks a lot better. Right under that, of course, is the 743 with the fine nib. And it does write well on this paper. This is great paper. It's smooth. But on lesser paper, it can be terrible. I was surprised at this. Um, However, it does write well, but I'm just more comfortable writing at length with the fine medium than with the fine. The medium, when I had it, was just a mess, and I didn't care for it at all. Anyway, I hope that's helpful to you um, as you compare pens and lines and paper and other things. And I hope you find this useful. I'm new on the fountain pen journey. Um, and as I learn things, I'll share some things with you. And I have nothing new to say, but hopefully, some other newbie will pick up something helpful about this. Again, this was the comparison between the custom 823 and 743, and I swapped the nibs. So the 823, this one here, now has the fine medium, and this one has the fine. This one, though, I used today at a meeting where I needed to make notes, writing quite small along the edge of an agenda document and some other things. It worked really well, and it worked well in standard copy paper. So this is a keeper. This will get used for those kinds of purposes and for paper that it just seems that the fine works better. But my regular journal pen is probably going to be this for long writing sessions, and it does indeed write beautifully. Thank you so much. Hope this is helpful.